Now next topic is subspace and quotient space of a Banach space. If M is, suppose this is a sum M which is a subspace of a normed linear space N, normed linear space N, right? So here the given part is, if this N is a normed linear space and M is subspace of this N, and we can define a coset that we already aware as in the linear algebra, coset of which consisting x plus m such that m belongs to capital M, right? So this is a coset of M in N. So what is x? X is vector belongs to N, bigger space, that is N. Suppose this point is X. Now quotient space, which is a set of all coset of M where X belongs to capital N, right? So this is a coset of all coset of M, and we define a two operation. One is addition, second is scalar multiplication. So the both, if we take two vector, suppose this is a x plus m, one is a, and second is a y plus m. If we take two vector, one is x plus m, second is y plus m. So these two vector belongs to n by m. Here the addition property is x plus 1 plus y plus m, which is equal to x plus y plus m. So these is sum of two vector belongs to n by m. So this is a addition property of coset. Now scalar multiplication, if alpha is some scalar and this is x plus m, so scalar multiplication is alpha x plus m. So these are the two operation, one is addition and second is scalar multiplications, right? Now this, with these two operation, this n by space is a vector space over field F, over field F. F may be R, F may be C, set of real number or set of complex number. So this is a vector space, this is a, and this space is also called a quotient space. This space is also called a quotient space. So that we discuss in the vector space in the linear algebra. Now what is the zero element of n by m? I just revise zero element of n by m, right? So that is a 0 bar. What is 0 bar? 0 bar is 0 plus m. What is 0 m plus m? That is equal to capital M. So this is a 0 element of n by m. And what is a negative element negative element of n by m, right? So negative element of, if there is x plus m, negative element of x plus m, so its negative element is minus x plus m. So remember this, the negative element is minus x plus m. So here x plus m is a element and its negative element is, that is equal to minus x plus m. Now related to these quotient space, we have very important result. That result is, if M is closed linear subspace of non-linear space, if M is closed linear subspace of non-linear space N, and in addition to that each coset x plus m, which is n by m, we define a norm. What is norm? Here the norm is norm of x plus m. So we define a norm x plus m, which is equal to infimum of norm of x plus m, such that m belongs to capital M. Show that this is a norm on n by m, and in addition to that, if n is a Banach space, then n by m is also a Banach space. Means if n is complete, then n by m is also complete. So this is very important result, and it consists two part. This is very important result, and it consists two part. One part, our purpose is to prove this is a norm. So this will be norm if it satisfies all the property of norm. And second part is, if n is complete, then n by m is also complete with this norm. Yeah. Now in order to prove that it is a norm, we will prove all the four properties of the norm. So what is the first property? So first property is norm of x plus m. We know the definition. What is definition? That is a norm of x plus m, which is equal to norm of x plus m, which is equal to infimum of, so just wait. So just now norm of x plus m, which is infimum of norm of x plus m, which is equal to m belongs to capital N and x belongs to capital N. We know that this is a total n norm space, and this is a m is a part of n, right? So this small m, it belongs to capital M. What is capital M? Capital M is subset of n, then it means m belongs to capital N, right? Now second, x also belongs to capital N. It means n is vector space, so x plus m belongs to capital N, right? So what is n? N is non-linear space, so n is vector space, and it is a norm space, so it satisfies all the property of a norm. So by that result, norm of x plus m which is always greater than equal to 0 for every m belongs to capital M. If this term is positive, then the set of all m belongs to capital M, this is positive, and infimum of positive number is again positive. So what is this? It is a x plus capital M. So what we get? We prove the first property, that is a norm of x plus m which is equal to norm of x plus m which is equal to infimum of norm of x plus m, m belongs to capital M, and this is a positive number which is greater than equal to 0. Now second property, if this norm is positive, then each vector is 0. If each vector is 0, then this norm is positive. Now this is a second property. What is second property? Let norm of x plus m which is equal to 0, right? This values. So it is our first step to prove that the norm of x plus m which is equal to 0, right? So by definition it is a infimum of set of norm of x plus m, norm of x plus small m belongs to capital M which is equal to 0, right? So this is it implies this by definition. Then there exists a sequence. Suppose that sequence is mk in M such that limit k approaches to infinity, norm of x plus mk which is equal to 0, right? So which is equation number 2. So that we get from this equation, we get there is some sequence which satisfy this condition. Now what we get? It implies if this norm is equal to 0, so limit k approaches infinity mk which is equal to minus x, right? So this is equal to minus x. Now what is mk? This mk is a part of capital M, right? This mk is a part of capital M, clear? And minus x is the limit point of this sequence. So minus x will be the limit point of M. If minus x will be the limit point of M and M is a closed, if M is closed, then minus x belongs to M, clear? So it implies minus x belongs to M, right? Why? Because the given is M is a closed subspace of this, then it means it is a closed. Then it implies because it is a subspace, so negative of minus x which is x also belongs to M, clear? So it means by definition of coset, if x belongs to M, then x plus M is equal to M, right? Here we apply the property, if A belongs to H, then H plus A is equal to H, that is in case of addition. In case of multiplication, it is HA into H. So this is a x plus M which is equal to capital M. So what is M? It is a 0 bar. So what is this? This is a x bar, and what is this? It is a 0 bar. Yeah, we can also say that it is a 0 element of n by m, right? So it is a 0 element of n by m. So remember this. So it is a first part of the result. If norm is equal to 0, then x plus m means x bar, which is equal to 0. Now reverse part. Now this x bar is equal to 0. So it means let x plus m, which is equal to capital M, right? This is a 0 element and this is a x bar. If it is a 0 element, then it means by definition of coset, it means x belongs to M. So remember this. Our purpose is to show that x plus capital M, which is equal to 0, right? So what is this definition? It is a infimum of x plus small m, where small m belongs to capital M, these values. Now here remember, this m belongs to m and x belongs to m, right? So again it is a subspace, so its a sum x plus m, it belongs to capital M. So remember, this total vector, this is a belongs to capital M, right? So what is this set? This set is the infimum of norm of vector of M. Clear? What is this? It is the infimum of a set of norm of vector of M. So then its value will be 0. Why? Because in M is a subspace. So 0 belongs to capital M because it is a subspace, and every subspace have additive identity. And in M, norm of every vector is positive, means greater than equal to 0. So what is the minimum value? So minimum value is equal to 0. Clear? Why? Because this element belongs to capital M, and we will take the infimum of a norm of vector of M, and its minimum value is a 0 vector. If its minimum value is 0 vector, then it means norm of x plus m, which is equal to 0. So it is its second part of second property. Clear? So both these property are important. So from this we get first property and second property. Now after that there is a triangle inequality. So we know that what is triangle inequality. So for triangle inequality, so this is a equation number 3. So I take two vector x plus m and y plus m, which belongs to n by m, right? So what is the sum? This is x plus m plus y plus m, right? Now apply the addition property, which is x plus y plus m, this values. This is a addition property. So this is addition property of these values. If this is a addition property, by definition this is a infimum of norm of x plus y plus m such that m belongs to capital M, right? So we are using this definition. Now this m belongs to capital M, and this m can be written as 0 plus m, right? 0 is also belongs to m and m is also belongs to m. Clear? So any vector of m can be represented as the sum of vector of m. So it means this value can be written as infimum norm of x plus y plus m dash plus m double dash, where m dash m double dash belongs to capital M, right? This values clear. Now this can be written as x plus m dash y plus m double dash. So this can be written as infimum of norm of x plus m dash plus y plus m double dash, this values, and m dash m double dash belongs to capital M, right? Now this vector belongs to n. This vector, total vector, is again belongs to n. So that is a bigger space. And n is a non-linear space which satisfy triangle inequality. So by using that result, this is less than equal to infimum of norm of x plus m dash. M dash belongs to M plus infimum of norm of x plus m double dash such that m double dash belongs to capital M, right? So remember, m dash is part of M, that's why, and M is a subspace of N. So x plus m dash, this x plus m dash, the total term belongs to n, and by using triangle inequality it satisfies these values. So what is this? This is a norm of x plus m plus this is a norm of y plus m. So it implies norm of this which implies norm of x plus m plus y plus m, which is less than equal to norm of x plus m plus y plus n, right? So it satisfies the triangle inequality. So here we prove the triangle inequality. Now property number 4. Here alpha is some scalar. Let it may be complex or real. So it is a member of field. So alpha is some scalar. That norm of alpha into x plus m by property of scalar multiplication, this is equal to alpha x plus m, this values, right? Now what is this values? By using the definition. So by using the definition, this value is equal to infimum of norm of alpha x plus m such that m belongs to capital M, right? So if we take alpha outside, this member will also a member of M, because it will be m by alpha, and because it is a subspace, so 1 by alpha into m is also belongs to M. So it means this can be written as infimum of absolute value of alpha norm of x plus vector of m. So we can write m dash, m double dash, even we can use m, because our purpose is only to state that it is a vector of m. So this is a vector of m. Now this is a absolute value of alpha, and this absolute value is positive number. So if positive number is taken outside this set, outside this infimum, this will be absolute value of alpha. Infimum of this is norm of x plus m such that m belongs to capital M. This value is absolute value of alpha into norm of x plus m. So this is the fourth property of our result. If it satisfy all the fourth property of a norm, then it means this is a norm on n by m. So remember, this is a norm, this is a norm of x plus m, which is a norm on n by m, right? So it was our first part. Now remember second part. So second part is, if n is complete, then n by m is also complete, right? So that is our purpose. If n is complete, then n by m is also a complete, right? Now here we prove that this is a norm on a n by m, right? After that our purpose is, now here we prove this is norm of x plus m, this is norm, this is a basically norm on n by m, right? This is our purpose, that we proved that this is a norm on n by m, because it proved all the properties of n by m. Next is, if n is complete, then n by m is also complete. So that is our result. Now to prove that result, now given part is n is complete. Now given part is n is complete. This is a complete norm space. My purpose, our claim n by m is also complete. So that is my purpose. Now to prove the completeness, if we take every Cauchy sequence is convergent if and only if it has convergent subsequence. To prove the completeness, we take some Cauchy sequence in n by m, right? We take some Cauchy sequence in n by m, and that will be convergent. So here we apply the statement कि Cauchy sequence is convergent. Cauchy sequence is convergent if and only if it has convergent subsequence. If it has convergent subsequence, right? To prove n by m is complete, what we will do? We will do every Cauchy sequence is convergent in n by m. That is my purpose. If that is my purpose, right? If that is my purpose, so I will take a Cauchy sequence in n by m and I will prove that is a convergent in n by m. To prove that result, I will use this result. What is that result? Cauchy sequence is convergent if it has convergent subsequence. So it means I will take a Cauchy sequence in n by m, then prove it has convergent subsequence. Clear? Yeah, I can also say that I will take a subsequence of Cauchy sequence of n by m then I will prove that is a convergent, right? So let I take this xn plus m, this xn plus m be a, this is a be a subsequence, be a subsequence of Cauchy sequence, Cauchy sequence of n by m. So remember very carefully. So very carefully, this is our total space n by m. Here which has some Cauchy sequence. From that Cauchy sequence we will take a subsequence. So it is a not a Cauchy sequence, it is a subsequence of a Cauchy sequence, remember. And my aim is to prove that it is a convergent. Now because it is a Cauchy subsequence of Cauchy sequence, I will collect the subsequence of Cauchy sequence such that it satisfy the following properties. These properties are: number 1, norm of x1 plus m minus x2 plus m, it should be less than equal to 1 by 2, right? So first vector and second vector difference and its norm is less than 1 by 2, or it is possible because it is a subsequence that we define a subsequence of Cauchy sequence. Number 2, x2 plus m minus x3 plus m, this norm should be less than 1 by 2 raised to power 2, right? Here it is 1, so raised to power 1, here it is 2 raised to power 2, clear? So remember in this way. So continue the process. When we will be at the nth place, so this will be xn plus m minus xn plus 1 plus m, and this is less than 1 by 2 raised to power n, right? Why? Because here it is n, here it is n. By symmetry, here it is 1, here it is 1, here it is 2, here power is 2, here it is n, here power is n, and continue the process. So then next and continue up to the so on. Now this x1 plus m, which is a coset, so remember this is a coset, right? And x1 is a vector belongs to n. So by using the following result, I choose y1 vector from x1 plus m and select y2 vector belongs to x2 plus m. Then it satisfy such that it satisfy norm of y1 minus y2 less than 1 by 2, right? Why? Because that is by first property, that is first condition. Similarly second, similarly third, and so on continues the process. Then choose after that, then choose y3 belongs to x3 plus m such that y2 minus y3, this is less than 1 by 2 raised to power 2, this values. then next term y4, y5 and continue the process. So we get at this nth place yn minus yn plus 1, this is less than 1 by 2 raised to power n. So this, remember this. So y3, y4 continue the process in this way. So we get a sequence, we get a sequence. Which sequence? Yn sequence, and this sequence in n. Clear? So this is sequence in n such that it satisfy this condition, right? So yn sequence in n and it satisfy this condition. Why it satisfy this condition? Because of that result. Also remember that this yn belongs to xn plus m. Clear? So yn is of type xn plus member of small m, which is a member of capital M. So remember this values that we will use later on. Now here I find a sequence which satisfy a particular property. Now my aim is to prove that this is a Cauchy sequence because n is complete, so it will be a convergent. If I take n is greater than m, right? Suppose this is a some real line and here it is a m, after that it is a m plus 1 and so on, this is a n and previous term is n minus 1, this values, right? So to prove the Cauchy sequence, this ym minus yn, right? So bigger term is yn and smaller is yn, this values. So this can be written as, this is this values. Here I take ym, this is ym, here I take which is yn, so that is in black color. Now I will do, because of this property, this can be written as ym plus 1, clear? So this value, second ym plus 1 minus ym plus 2, right? So on, here it will be yn minus 1, this values. By using triangle inequality, this is less than equal to ym minus ym plus 1 plus ym plus 1 minus ym plus 2 plus so on yn minus 1 minus yn, this values. So what is this? By using this result, clear? So this will be 1 by 2 raised to power m, which is 1 by 2 raised to power m plus 1, this is so on, plus 1 by 2 raised to power n minus 1, right? Now it is a sum of finite terms, finite positive term, and it is clear that ki sum of a finite positive term always less than sum of its infinite term. So this can be written as 1 by 2m, 1 by 2 raised to power m plus 1 plus so on up to infinity. So this is less than. So here first term is 1 by GP series, first term is 1 by 2 raised to power n and common ratio is 1 by 2. So this can be written as 1 by 2 raised to power m, 1 minus 1 by 2. So this is 1 by 2 raised to power m minus 1. Clear? So this is our value if n is greater than m. If n is greater than m, right? So this is a Cauchy sequence. But in order to prove that in term of definition, so we will choose for epsilon greater than 0. So we will choose some epsilon. So here we will choose some integer for now for given epsilon, greater than 0, there we can choose a positive integer capital N such that 1 by 2 raised to power n minus 1 less than epsilon, right? So to prove this result should be less than epsilon, we choose this kind of result. It implies this values. So what is this? It is a ym minus yn, and this is less than 1 by 2 raised to power m minus 1, which is less than equal to 1 by 2 raised to power n minus 1. And by using this result, so this is less than epsilon for every mn greater than equal to capital N. It implies this yn is a Cauchy sequence in n. This yn is a Cauchy sequence in n. So since n is complete, then every Cauchy sequence in n is convergent. Because n is complete, then every Cauchy sequence is convergent in n. Similarly, yn is also convergent in n. If yn is convergent in n, it means there exists a y belongs to n such that limit n approaches infinity, yn is equal to y, right? So that is our result. So I write it as term capital A. But my purpose is to prove xn plus m. My purpose is to prove xn plus m it convergent in n by m. So this is convergent in n by m. To prove it is convergent in n by m, I will prove this is convergent to y plus m, and this y plus m belongs to n by m, right? So that is my purpose. So what is xn? This term xn plus m minus y plus m, this values. So by addition property, this is norm of xn minus y plus m, this values, right? So by using definition, this is a infimum of norm of xn minus y plus m, and m belongs to capital M, and again this is less than equal to norm of xn minus y plus m, this values for every m belongs to capital M. Now what is xn plus m? So this is a yn, we know that this is a yn, so this is a norm of yn minus y. So by equation number A, it approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. So what we get? We get this sequence xn plus m which convergent to y plus m, or this y plus m belongs to n by m. So it means the subsequence of a Cauchy sequence is convergent, then it implies n by m is complete. If n by m is complete, then n by m is a Banach space. So this is very important result to prove n by m is a Banach space. Clear? So we prove this result by taking a subsequence of a Cauchy sequence. Then we prove that that subsequence is a convergent in n by m. If that sequence is convergent in n by m, then n by m is complete. If n by m is complete, then it implies n by m is a Banach space. So Banach space. So quotient space is a non-linear space, and it will be Banach space if n is a Banach space. If n is a norm space, then its quotient space is a norm space. If n is a Banach space, then quotient space is a Banach space. So that is very important result